10 seconds remaining. Radiant team down.
Alright guys, welcome back to game 2 of
Hello.
CSL Pioneers versus No Electric Dog. We are into the draft now, and we'll see if Lehigh can make a comeback after a devastating defeat from game 1.
Although it was devastating, it didn't look the part too much.
Yeah.
As we finished the first phase of drafts, look at the Tiny and the Razor banned out. So, Lehigh taking out No Electric Dogs. 2 picks they used last game. Maybe they're hoping to just really mess them up. They might be comfort heroes, which could potentially be a big deal. No Electric Dog bans out Omni Knight, the only hero we saw. And a Clockwork first pick. Are we going to see Shadow Fiend taken up by Lehigh to follow the Clockwork pick?
I mean, it's a combo that we've seen time and time again, and it's a great, combination there, being able to get that souls free from the cogs. People have been always kind of like debating if that should be allowed or not, as in when it comes like should it get nerfed away. But I'm on the side of thinking that it's a cool synergy, and you can draft around it. Right now, they could pick the Shadow Fiend for themselves here. Lehigh can, deciding not to. Picking their support, Sand King and Disruptor, and that's a snap pick on the Shadow Fiend.
Exactly. I love this. Lehigh bans out the position 1 and position 3, potentially comfort picks. Then Lehigh picks Clockwork. That puts just an insane amount of pressure on No Electric Dog's drafter, because Lehigh just dominated the Shadow Fiend, and now they're posing for a Shadow Fiend pick. Clockwork's also great against Shadow Fiend. I think that's a power move. That's a power draft move right there from Lehigh.
No, for sure. And I mean, last time Pioneers actually took the Queen of Pain themselves with the Shadow Fiend. Of course, Queen of Pain, I think a classic counter we see against Shadow Fiend. Of course, TA available as well. Those 2 heroes usually do very well against Shadow Fiend. They're available for No Electric Dogs if they want to counter Shadow Fiend in lane this time, instead of giving them the free lane with the Razor.
I think that Mode 2018, although a proven Shadow Fiend player, will not have as easy of a game as he did last time.
Yeah.
No Electric Dog knows that Mode 2018 knows what he's doing with that hero. And as much as the hero's a snowballer, and as much as I'd love to see him snowball again, because I just love seeing those 3 raise marks tick up above his head, it's going to be a much slower game for Mode, I'm going to call right now.
Yeah, for sure. Last time it was the last pick on the Shadow Fiend, so they knew going into it there wasn't going to be a good Shadow Fiend game. They knew there was no counters over on this other side for that Shadow Fiend, and he could stomp around. But Shadow Fiend does get countered by quite a few mid lane. Even the Viper giving him quite a bit of trouble in lane as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Clockwork is a great against Shadow Fiend as well. Great with Shadow Fiend. Was there a change to the Clockwork Shadow Fiend at level 1? They did change Necromastery to not have as many souls early on.
Yeah, they did. I think that's it. That was really touched up.
Okay, and Clockwork is going to roam mid. Juggernaut and Bristleback are picked up in phase 2. I liked Bristleback because Bristleback's a hero that's going to need attention, and that attention they have to give to Bristleback is going to open up space for Shadow Fiend. The attention they have to give the Shadow Fiend is going to open up space for Bristleback. Supports like Clockwork are extremely potent when it comes to fighting early on, especially against other supports. Clockwork gets boots and battery assault, and he can kill just a ton of other heroes at level 1. It's very hard to deal with that. On the other hand, No Electric Dog picks up Juggernaut, a hero that can go magic immune against Shadow Fiend. We discussed it last game. He's a hero that wants to go deal a lot of magic damage. Juggernaut's a very safe, stable pick. Juggernaut can push. Juggernaut can farm. He does it all.
He was, of course, one of the heroes that was slightly nerfed in the last patch here. I believe he lost 20% damage over on his crit, so it does 180 now instead of 200, but not too big of a deal, especially when you're picking him right now for his safety and spin, which is still remaining, and no problem there.
Disruptor, we haven't talked about. Disruptor does a decent job against Clock. In my opinion, I feel like Disruptor is overrated against Clock, because for the most part, if Clock uses hookshot to start a fight, he's going to get the cogs off, and Disruptor can obviously glimpse Clockwork away, but after Clockwork has casted cogs and hookshot, he's not too scary, except for in the early game when he doesn't have kill potential a lot of the time. In fact, Clockwork might even be happy about being glimpsed away. Against Bristleback, Disruptor is great because Bristleback's a melee hero, a hero that wants to be in the front line.
Yep.
A defensive glimpse against him as well, but Disruptor doesn't necessarily want to be using glimpse defensively. Disruptor wants to be glimpsing aggressively so he can set up a Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. I think Disruptor is a completely different hero when it's playing aggressive or it's being played on the back foot because of how useful Glimpse is to set up his Disruptor's combo rather than using it to save a teammate. Disruptor is one of my favorite heroes, and I'm always happy to see someone play it. Oh, and that's a fun hero right there, Golgi. What do you think of the Legion Commander?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we've talked about Legion Commander being picked against Bristleback before, forcing him to turn a specific direction, so he can't get those cool sprays off, and you know, you can take him down a lot easier. Of course, Bristleback doesn't have any protection on his face. His all tankiness comes from his back, so makes him deceptively squishy against Legion Commander. And of course, being able to use against Shadow Fiend, who, as you said, gets so much move speed that it's hard to hold him in spot, and that's a good amount of CC coming from Legion Commander as well.
Legion Commander and Disruptor are often paired together because Disruptor can Static Storm on top of the duel. It offers a huge source of damage. Obviously, there's stacking crowd control, but it stops anyone whose first response is to jump in and try and help the duel target win the duel. They'll get caught in the Static Storm as well. Speaking of tanky heroes, though, Dragon Knight picked up after Bristleback. The lineup by Lehigh is very difficult to kill.
Remaining.
5
seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the Dragon Knight pick is interesting because usually you see Dragon Knight in the mid lane, no?
Yeah, that is correct. He has been seeing a little bit of attention in lanes recently, and I would not imagine. Usually when two mid heroes are picked, there can be a bit of an argument of who goes where, but I would assume we can both agree Shadow Fiend is going to be the mid hero. Shadow Fiend is a hero that wants last hits, and he wants XP, and he can get both of those on his own quite easily. Whereas Dragon Knight, as much as he wants those, he can also work well with supports to help him win his lane. He can be left alone to lane well by himself and open up room for Clockwork to roam around. And Pioneers are actually going to last pick a support. When is the last time we've seen that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, we see this sometimes here, not here, but usually in pro games, sometimes supports get saved for the last pick there to be able to set their team up and have there's a lot of things that supports can do to counter heroes in lane.
Hello.
And Shadow Shaman last pick is coming out, and yeah, looks like the chat is letting us know, I think we have been mistakenly sometimes saying Lehigh was Pioneers, but Lehigh is the no electric dog over on the dire side right now.
Oh, okay, yep. Definitely I have been doing that. I will admit it.
So yeah, Pioneers is going to be Marietta, and the no electric dogs over on the dire right now. And they're going to the game 2, and speaking of, I mean, last game we were talking about cool cosmetics. Taiga had the crazy Slark, and this time he has a crazy Dragon Knight as well.
I love this Dragon Knight cosmetic. This is a great cosmetic.
Yeah.
Take a look at how obnoxious, I was going to say flashy, the Juggernaut Arcana is.
Yeah. I don't know if I really like this Arcana very much. It's not really that cool, and it just kind of, I don't know, like PA.
I like the idea of it. I don't like changing the color scheme. I think Juggernaut had a very classic color scheme. I'd also like to point out that I'm pretty sure Juggernaut's using a common rarity sword, because I think I have the same one.
I mean, it glows green at least. Maybe it's called Yasha.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see in game. I will take a look at that cosmetic for you guys. Let's see. It's called Relic Blade of the Core Ishimanari. So it's not
Almost
Yasha.
Now, alright, so the lanes for no electric dog are quite easy. Whereas the lanes for the Pioneers were a little bit harder to decipher, but we do see Dragon Knight heading bottom and Bristleback heading top, leaving obviously Clockwork and Shadow Shaman to hang out while Shadow Fiend goes mid. But in the meantime, Necromastery will be picked up, and damage will be picked up for Shadow Fiend as well.
Yep, gets 3 cogs, twice in a row, so they have, or 3 times in a row already. 9 souls on him. 1 more is all he needs to get max souls. Of course, they've been nerfed to 12 souls at level 1. And yeah, just like clockwork here, they're able to find the 12 souls.
30 seconds to
Jeez. So the nerf did actually impact Shadow Fiend. He can't. Yeah. He's already maxed. It's a great combination, but it's not as strong as it was before the minor patch we saw.
Yeah, they could go for 3 runes here. Usually when they go for the clockwork...
Outworld Devourer, I'm sure will go for a rune against Dragon Knight, right?
I mean, Victor not doing anything. I mean, usually when they... Every single time I see this clockwork Shadow Fiend combo come up, it's almost always a guaranteed triple rune. But no, they don't even pay the rune here for that greedy start. And they'll be very happy with that.
This is a fantastic start already for Pioneers.
Yep.
We know that Mode 2018 is ready to dominate lanes. He already has 12 Necromastery charges, and they got 2 runes for the Pioneers. Victor just smashes a tree and runs into Dragon Knight. I love that. That's a great entrance.
Victor did this last time as Tiny as well.
Look at the block. Look at the lane.
Yeah.
Equilibrium mid.
Yeah, Mode, of course, did not head out for the bounce room, which means he could just stay in front of his tower like good old 2016 style and normally block the creep wave without worrying about bounties.
And Clockwork picked up Power Cogs at level 1 to help with the lane positioning for for Bristleback on Econometrics, and I like that. I love that, actually. Bristleback's lane is extremely important, like many heroes, but specifically Bristleback, because Bristleback often will snowball out of control if he can have a great lane. And so Clockwork setting him up is a fantastic way to get the strong start.
Bot lane, Strata might be in trouble. Actually almost kills Victor there, but he's going to be coming back in with overwhelming odds. One more attack will do it, and Victor will be able to take that. Xiao Shaman, of course, was contesting the off-lane pull from Victor, but does pay the price for it. Of course, Lascal need to rotate around for that.
My man Victor getting what he deserves. First blood. I'm happy with that. In the meantime, Dragon Knight is actually doing a great time farming. Well, I guess he hasn't had a lane opponent for a little while here.
Yeah. He did get his first wave into the tower, but of course he just took the level 1 Dragon Blood and just tanked the creeps, and no problem. 7 last hits for him on the top of the leaderboards.
Do you want to talk about the denies on Shadow Fiend and how he has more denies than anyone else's last hits?
I mean, he took 12 denies at the start of the game.
Okay,
so he's cheating. Bot lane, looks like Xiao Shaman's going to be yet again. Victor with 2 kills on him already. Taiga can't do anything. He's a Dragon Knight, only level 3. Of course, doesn't have the Dragon's Tail yet to be able to stun to help.
Mid lane, we have quite a few heroes. Oh, Clockwork found Sand King.
Yep, his Clockwork's level 2. Though. Yeah, so there is going to... Oh, the Cogs does miss, though. Sand King was able to Burrow Strike, even if he did get trapped in the Cogs anyways, but still would have liked that to happen. Force out the mana usage.
Double damage in bottom. Not getting scouted out. I believe both mid players are aware it's there, but they just want to focus on CSing.
Yeah.
Juggernaut versus Bristleback. Juggernaut's actually the top CSer.
Oh, 2 raises onto Razor. Can we find the 3rd one here? And there it is. Triple raise. Mode 2018. Doing it yet again.
Alright, Mode 2018. I'm ready. I'm buckling my seatbelt up. I'm in gear for him to take this game over.
So what do you think about the OD Shadow Fiend matchup here? They had the last pick here, of course, over on the side of Lehigh, and especially with Mode 2018 first picking that Shadow Fiend. What do you think about using the OD?
I believe that it's the players is what we need to worry about.
Right.
And Mode is warmed up and he's comfortable.
But is OD even like a... is OD even a hero that is good against Shadow Fiend? Tell me about the matchup.
Well, they're both strong laners, and I think that's always the defining thing with these heroes. They're both going to be able to get farm out of the lane. It does seem like they are going relatively even. Obviously, with my blunder earlier, we do have to take off quite a few denies for Shadow Fiend. They're actually quite even after that kill. I think OD is going to outmatch the Shadow Fiend just in the ability to CS unless Shadow Fiend gets some attention, although don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I do believe OD does have a slight advantage, but it's going to come down to players and it's going to come down to rotations. Speaking of rotations, bottom lane, Victor's going to find some
also
sports.
top lane Economics is being trapped up in those safe fielder, and spin coming out from Juggernaut. Economics taking a lot of damage. 2 points in Bristleback will not be able to help him against all that damage. Victor does get found out by Yuumi and the Shadow Shaman, and he does go down as well. Trades from both lanes on the off laners.
Both of them go down. And with that, we have a Haystone scouted out top by Sand King. Only 1 point in Burrow Strike, so this can help him get in range. Burrow Strike's a great spell, but at level 1 it has an absolutely tiny range. It's almost painful to cast.
Yeah.
And see what he does. It looks like he's trying to decide where to go. He does want to regen his health. He's essentially just a running stun right now. And Bristleback actually avoided a Blade Fury top. He ran out of range.
And Juggernaut took 4 cool sprays there, so he's kind of hurting right now. Forced out the healing ward as well, so a lot of mana wasted there by Mario. They're going Economics, but he has not taken those cool sprays off from earlier. Last call now in big trouble. Uses the arena there to be able to walk out.
And now it looks like Mario was actually the position 5 last game, and now he's the position 1. There was a role swap.
Oh, you're right. He was playing the Nagastar in last game, huh?
Interesting. Let's see how he does in the carry position.
Yeah.
And bottom lane.
Oh, bottom lane, yeah. Assault. Oh, he wants to get in there with the Burrow Strike. He finds only 1 instead of the 2. The Static Shock is going to be able to come out to a huge amount of damage. Victor not getting Dragon tailed up. CC has an endless, and he finally goes down. Yeah, you're right. Assault is playing Sand King this game. He was the Razor last game.
Yeah. And the Dragon Tail sound effect is so satisfying. Oh, I love it. Every time he casts it, it's just... That's a great sound effect.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Dragonite's actually maxing Breathe Fire and has a point in Dragon Tail. I love the Dragon Tail pickup for the laning Dragonite in a side lane, not in the mid lane. And 3 points Breathe Fire. This is a very fun build. He's going to come online early, and it makes a lot of sense with the Bristleback lineup as well. They're going to want to take advantage of mid-game. We saw this actually last week where a Dragon Knight went Armlet into, I want to say, Shadow Blade and was ready to fight.
Mid lane there is going to be Shackles. 1 raise, 2 raise. Echo Yang now gets trapped up here. 1 more auto attack from... Oh, the healing from Victor is there! Victor used overwhelm mouse trying to get out. He breaks the cogs, but gets body blocked up by Yuumi. Victor dodges a second raise. He wants to go in. Also comes in, misses a Burrow Strike, but now they're turning it around. Shadow Shaman goes down. Modog getting shocked up. The kinetic field is not going to be there in time. Assault is running at him with those tranquil boots. 1 second until the Burrow Strike. It is only level 1 though. Can he catch him? He's trying to get into the shrine. The shrine is offline right now. He's going to be able to at least hit a Shadow Fiend, but still a 2 for no trade with those great rotation from Victor, saving the life of OD.
My, oh my, you know Assault wanted that kill bad. I was worried. I feared for his life for a moment, but he managed to make it out with the movement speed of his Tranquil Boots. So would you say that the Pioneers might have been a little bit cocky there? They still have a lead, but I think that was their blunder.
Oh, bot lane. There's going to be Shackle over onto the Legion Commander. He's going to be able to get the heal off and be able to walk away there, but that gives Taiga all the space he needs to just melt down this tower. Oh, ward from Shadow Shaman. He sees Victor. The Aether Shock coming up in 1 second. Of course, that cooldown was increased in the early game. Yeah, Sand King there trying to help out Victor. Victor does have the press the... Oh, he's going to go in now. The stun coming out from the Dragon Knight, and the Breathe Fire is going to be enough. That Vision doing all the work they need to.
It was a great attempt from Victor to stay alive, especially after amazing CC chain from Pioneers, but just hung out a little bit too long with not enough health. And after the tower went down, it felt a little greedy. Oh, there's a glimpse.
Going to be a glimpse here onto Shadow Shaman. Assault is coming in. Level 2 Burrow Strike. And he's going to save it for now. Last call in big trouble. 2-man Burrow Strike. Assault now he needs to get out. Shackles, no enough mana for the Shackles. And Assault is just going to channel that Sandstorm. And going to be able to find his way out. Disruptor, that glimpse not working out for him.
4 Breathe Fire. How quickly that just turned the tide of that fight. As soon as Breathe Fire was cast, it hit both players. The fight was over. You know, Pioneers won the fight as soon as that spell came off.
It also reduced the attack damage as well. Yeah, 25% damage reduction.
Exactly. There was nothing left for no Electric Dog after that spell was cast. There was no way they were getting that kill. So quite a bit of action actually going on around the map, except for top lane where Mario on Juggernaut and Econometrics on Bristleback have just kind of been farming against each other. There's gonna be a bounty rune picked up, likely by Assault. No, he doesn't want to waste his spell.
Assault. You get chased down by Econometrics. He's just going to be playing aggressive. Sandstorm's actually juicing him a little bit, but Bristleback has the Warpath. Assault looks like he's probably going to go down. Yep. I actually don't know how they triggered that Bristleback. Maybe it was a Mud Golem hitting his back, but that goes well for Econometrics. But now he might have overextended himself here. He can't TP out even if he wants to.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Go
nice shield used up by the Lehigh there. But now there comes a banishment. Mario also has the Omni Slash and the spin available. He's not going to use the Omni Slash. They're going to be attacking into that. Mario, you gotta watch out! Equi, you gotta watch out as well! Woo! That duel just coming out in time. My god, that could have gone terribly.
Look at bottom lane though.
Yep, Dragon Form being used. Take a tower.
I love how Econometrics play. Econometrics is a space creator. And we've seen it game 1, we've seen it game 2. It's not a fluke. I love this. This is teamwork. This is communication. This is good Dota playing. This is not people running around. Pioneers are clearly communicating. They have a plan set out. They know what they want to do, and they're using the space. We don't just have Bristleback diving and running around while his teammates from the jungle. No, as soon as Bristleback gets No Electric Dog starts focusing all their attention on Bristleback, Clockwork rotates top and gets free farm, and Dragonite ults and pushes bottom. Although he didn't get the tower, it's only down to 315 health. They'll easily take that next time they have the opportunity to. And here we see Econometrics messing with the stacks in the jungle and chasing Mario and Juggernaut out of the lane. I love this. He's
going to be taking over this stack for himself. Assault is just here to soak up some of the experience. Bunch of pings coming out, but Yuumi is here as well. Actually traps Econometrics outside of the cogs, but he's a tanky boy. But now there's support from everyone else coming in. Victor coming in with the duel as well. I'd like to get the duel. The duel doesn't come up, but the banishment is there onto Yuumi. Can they find the duel? The duel is there. They finally the damage. 20 damage onto Victor now.
That is great. Just like the Bloodstone from last game, Victor is getting more value at every kill with the dual win. And unlike Bloodstone, Victor can't suicide. Well, actually, just kidding. Victor can totally throw away a game. Let's see if Victor can do a little bit more with dual than we saw from Echo Yang with Bloodstone.
Yeah. Victor gets shackled up, but he finds his way out. But something about Marietta is that whenever these kind of big team fights happen or ganks happen from Lehigh, they find the space to push towers. Mid tower, of course, go down there, and bot tower going down as well from Dragon Knight. So utilizing the space created by the Bristleback incredibly well.
I love this. It's just fun to watch. It's real trades. It's not just, you know, someone making a mistake and dying for it. Every single time Bristleback is again being focused by No Electric Dog, we see Pioneers going around and taking objectives. Well, in wherever No Electric Dog is not. 2 wards in the same spot bottom. Both teams is pinging each other back and forth. So obvious.
Burrow strike over on the Shadow Shaman. Dragon Tail comes out, but the entire Lehigh team is rolling on it. Echo Yang is going to go down to Taiga, but at what price here? And the duel comes out as well. Victor very happy with that. 4-3 and 5, 3 duel victories at 12 minutes in, and also finds a ward.
And top tower, I mean, they're getting dual wins every single time, and now top tower is getting pressured.
Yeah.
I loved it at first. I liked it the second time, but now I'm getting a little scared for the Pioneers. Although they're using space very well, you cannot take that away from them. Are they giving? Is it too much? 3 dual wins in 12 minutes. We saw Victor last game, and although it wasn't his best game, he clearly demonstrates he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he does when he starts racking up more duel damage, because he's a capable player.
Yeah, for sure. He's always been there at the right time from both games. So, in a Legion Commander game where he can actually go and gank a little bit more, and now the Burrow Strike is going out, Yuumi also comes in as well, but that's going to set up a 2-man Static Storm. They got to watch out, though. A lot of stacks going out, but the duel is going to be able to force him to turn around, and 40 damage onto Victor. Stacks up.
Yup. Yup, he likes it, and look how close he is to Blink Dagger. Not too far away.
Yeah,
Shadow
very
Shaman.
close.
He wards the obvious ward. Here we go, Armlet on Dragon Knight. Again, I love what this Dragon Knight's doing. I just want to see the next step. Laning phases is pretty much over. I'm ready to see the Pioneers group up and just exploit their mid-game power spike. Yules and Drum with 6 charges on Mode 2018, a capable Shadow Fiend player. Bristleback, he's been making space quite a bit more than he's farming, but he has a Soul Ring, he has Power Treads, and he has Hood of Defiance. Dragon Knight really only needs to have his ult, but on top of that, he has level 4 Dragon Blood, level 4 Breathe Fire, and his Armlet. Going for Shadow Blade, likely going to turn it into a Silver Edge, I would assume, for the extra stats and mid-game power. Pioneers should be grouping up as 5 or at least 4, I believe, and pushing. That's what I'm kind of feeling. But let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, top lane getting pressured here by Shadow Fiend. Mario's did a couple of raises there, but has the healing ward. But he's gotta watch out. He's getting wrapped around. The economics coming in from the back. The healing ward gets taken down. Mario is just going to try to TP out, but the hook shot is there. Mario, though, they missed the call. He's just going to be able to let him walk out. Oh, like, that should have been a kill, but unfortunately, they will turn around, especially with last call happening. Victor has a blink dagger now. It is on cooldown, however. He gives himself extra mercy with the overwhelming odds. Can he catch someone? Does he want to go in? He wants to go in. Last call coming in as well. Oh, nice call usage, pushing Victor back. Can they find it? Can they find it? Assault, not going to get there in time. Victor, 1 second until blink. He actually goes in. This might be okay. Then he turns around. Yule's up on mode 2018, and then the Requiem is going to blow him. He's going to be able to heal himself, but not too much. Echo Yang is going to be able to try to turn around and fight here. Shadow Fiend tries to walk out with insane move speed, but doesn't get out in time. Taiga comes off on the backside, takes on the Disruptor. Taiga now trying to go on, turn on attention to Echo Yang. Echo Yang trying to fight on the Echo Metrics here. He gets slowed down. Assault coming with a 2-man borrow strike. Echo Yang trying to turn around, but no hammer. That means he goes down. Econometrics now changes out Assault. Meanwhile, Mario is trying to duel up the Yuumi here. He did use the Omni Slash. Looks like he didn't get a kill out of it. He doesn't have a move to catch up. Yes, he does. The creep's helping him out as well. But now Econometrics catches up. He loses all of his mana. He loses more of his mana. Econometrics now just slowing him down. Taiga is going to be able to shield slam him. And Yuumi, even using the off cooldown hookshot yet again. The healing ward gets dropped, but a little too late. And that is going to the end of the fight. 3-4-1 going over to the side of Marietta.
Pioneers are not.
Bot lane, Victor is going to be able to find the duel as well, so 50 damage for him, eh? And take that away, yeah.
Victor, this guy's insane. 50 damage in 16 minutes, but he also just blinked into the entire enemy team and didn't get a join the fight. That was absolutely ridiculous. Both teams played that extremely well, although I think Victor might have been a little bit bloodthirsty. We saw double burrow strikes, Static Storm interrupting Shadow Fiend, setting up for Epicenter, the back and forth, but an armlet on a Dragon Knight. A Dragon Knight was the only hero who didn't really seem like he was ever too scared of what was going on. And no Electric Dog used all their spells. They had a great initiation, save for the, counter maybe initiation after Victor got a little wild, but Dragon Knight never really was too worried. He essentially just kept the spells on cooldowns and A-clicked through no Electric Dog. It took him a minute and a half, but they made it through and ended up winning the fight.
Yeah. Victor now finds the Shadow Shaman yet again. Oh, Victor, he's feeling and he knows he's ahead, and he's forcing a 64 damage as level 2 duel on him as well. So this Legion Commander might start carrying this game, transitioning away from the offlane role and just gonna say, hey, Juggernaut, you ain't nothing.
And he's going Shadow Blade. I love the Blink Dagger Shadow Blade combination.
Yep, there's going to be a stun onto the Disruptor, taking a huge amount of damage. Ooh. Victor tries to save it, but the Disruptor's going to go down fighting those. Drops the Static Storm right now. That is going to a banishment over onto the Dragon Knight, and Victor is forced away from Mario, landing a couple of raises onto him.
Look at all these insane pings.
In the back line, though, Mario's trying to spin up on him. The hook shot lands on 3! That means the car is going to be able to find 3 people. There's a bashment that is only going to save him for just a short time. Econometrics is going to be able to find that kill. What a play from Yuumi.
And unlike last fight, Victor's the sole survivor after that. Jeez, the burrow strike was almost huge, just barely missing. And after the cores walked away, Clockwork, my gosh, if you get a 2-man hook, that's a big deal, but you hit 3 people, hello.
I don't think I've ever seen a 3-man hook. That's a small spell to hit.
I love it. And the wards, hello. We haven't seen those guys in a little while.
Yep, 18 minutes, high ground.
God, speaking of a fast game, 64 damage on Legion Commander at 18 minutes? Okay, that's scary. You know what else is scary? Losing a Rax at 18 minutes.
Yeah. And now OD coming back up. They might will look to defend their range racks here. Yep.
They have to worry about glimpse.
Oh, there's going to be the glimpse. As you said, Yumi gets forced back. Assault now trying to go in. The Borrow Strike is going to hit on to one. Is that going to be a duel? No, that's going to be Victor taking a lot of damage from the shotgun here. Mario trying to go in with the Omni Slice, where he gets destroyed by something. Victor is going to get used as well. Taiga is going to be able to stun him up. He goes down, and GG gets called. What a difference from last game and this game. Marietta with a sweep here.
Hello, that is the match we should have saw game 1 with a 40,000 gold lead, Golgi. But let me say, I have been I like to describe Glimpse. Disruptor is one of my most favorite heroes. I like to describe Glimpse as the best spell in the game that does absolutely nothing. It just moves an enemy. You still have to kill him. It's like having sight for an invis hero. You can see them, you still have to actually kill them. Disruptor's great. It felt I was scared. Pioneers, they stayed a little bit too long and the Clockwork got caught. I watched Clockwork get caught, didn't have hookshot to get out, and Pioneers, I thought, okay, they'll just leave. No, they turn around to save the Clockwork, and I'm sitting there thinking, no, Pioneers, just take the racks and back. And then you realize Clockwork is fine. He just cogs the whole team.
Yeah.
Or cogs them in and out. The Serpent Wards are still there because they were dropped so recently.
Yep.
And then the entire Pioneer team just walked right back in. Okay, you guys want to go around 2. Cleans it up, wins the whole game.
Yeah. Well, that was nuts. When Juggernaut went and he got absolutely blown up, he was spinning as well, so that wasn't mag time. He just got right-clicked by something really hard.
The wards were beating on that whole time.
Oh, right. Yeah, just so much damage from them, and just such a landslide. It just seemed like Lehigh was neck and neck with Marietta, but suddenly just one huge fight turning around in top lane, maybe Victor jumping a little bit too aggressive, but they were still taking kills here and there, but just one fight into the tier 3 and then just a game ends all of a sudden.
That's it. I just think that no Electric Dog got too excited by the Glimpse. They lost the racks. They really want to claim something. They pull the Clockwork in, but again, he's standing on the wards, and the team can just turn right back around. You still got to kill the Clockwork. And the thing on top of that, if you're going to kill a hero, on the Pioneers, Clockwork and Rasta are your 2 best targets. They're both the supports. They have almost no farm. They're very small. They're not important, and they're not too, especially Clockwork, not very easy to kill. I want to give a shout out though, Econometrics. I love the space he created, but if you check out the post-game statistics, I feel a little silly because this isn't normally that high, but remember how short this game is.
Yeah.
15,000 hero damage. The next close is 11,000 on Dragon Knight and just shy 10,000 on Shadow Fiend. 15,000.
I mean, we were seeing some insane plays from him. If I remember, like, when he was making space at, like, 8 minutes on in the game, where he, like, was behind enemy, like, tier 2, and then... Yeah, and then he almost killed like 3 people with his like the quill sprays going out, and if it wasn't for the duel from Victor turning him around, I think he could have killed the OD and Juggernaut as well. But yeah, like just think about that. Like 8 minutes, you forced 5 people to come gank you. That was nuts, and that you lost like 2 towers from that play. And yeah, Econometrics constantly making space in both games, and I think that's something that's like very it's something that we don't recognize enough in teams sometimes because
difficult to recognize those small things, because as you were saying, he almost got 2 kills, but also there was 5 heroes there. 5 heroes, that's 5 heroes that weren't in lane contesting the other 4 heroes on Pioneer. And what just blows me away is the fact that Econometrics still never felt irrelevant, although he clearly suffered being behind both the other cores by about 2,000 gold, Shadow Fiend just over 3,000 for Dragon Knight. He never felt irrelevant because of how fast the game was. Another point I would love to talk about with the Pioneers is the Dragon Knight. I think this hero is stable. I think this hero is strong. I think this hero fits in the meta. But what I love is when heroes are versatile. Yeah. And Dragon Knight is almost always put mid. But we saw him go safe lane this game. Dragon Knight almost always levels Dragon Blood so he can win his lane. But we saw him level Breathe Fire, which still completely makes sense.
It caught them off guard, that amount of damage.
Yeah, especially when we saw the first glimpse into Shadow Shaman. He just shows up, breathes fire, claims the kills, whatever. But Dragon Knight also is commonly seen building some pretty big items. You know, maybe he can go for an AC, Satanic, etc., bring the game late. Dragon Knight can also go Armlet Shadowblade, and as we discussed, we see Recipe Silver Edge in his backpack. He can go for a mid-game build, and you see him closing out games at 18 minutes against Victor, the Legion Commander, with 64 dual damage.
Yeah, 9-1 and 10 on the Dragon Knight, playing it phenomenally well. Taiga, showing off what he can do, and Mode, of course. I mean, it feels like there were so many MVPs that game. The Clockwork and the 3-man hookshot as well, and we have Victor in the chat. Looks like he's little bit down on himself. Wish I didn't throw, he says, but I don't think so. I think Victor, I think you were like keeping that game alive, dude. I think you played that incredibly well. So don't be too hard on yourself, because we loved watching you play. 64 damage on the Legion Commander at like what 20 minutes there. That is nuts.
Well, yeah, I loved watching you play. Anyone who blinks into the enemy team 3v1, I lot of respect. Yeah. But really, Victor was the funnest player to watch, I think. Yeah. But I got to give a shout out to my boy Echo Yang for the boom zip in initiation vortex suicide. Oh, that style, that's flair, that's flash for you. Although this series was claimed 2-0, and although statistically speaking they both should have been clean sweeps, the first game a 40,000 goal lead, the second game less than 20 minutes. I mean, more specifically in the first game, I didn't feel like No Electric Dog was really like insanely outmatched at that time. And it's just saying 40,000 gold lead. You call me crazy, but it didn't feel like a 40,000 gold lead.
I agree. And like the resilience from Lehigh was absolutely nuts.
Definitely. I think it just came down to the communication and the teamwork from the Pioneers was the game changer, and we discussed it already, but econometrics, I think I'll give him MVP for the whole series with the space. I think just specifically too, because often those plays go unnoticed. Oh, Bristleback's behind T2s at 8 minutes. What an idiot. Well, now we have 4 heroes free farming, including the Clockwork, managed to get space there, which seems a little silly, but it's great to give that to your supports. And Spirit Vessel was picked up on Clockwork, so he was insanely tanky. And again, we'll bring it back to that last fight. You glimpse the Clockwork back. He cogs your teams on top of wards, and he has a ton of health because he has a Spirit Vessel. You spend all your attention dealing with Clockwork, Mode 2018, Econometrics, and Tiger walk in. They kill everyone, and the game is called after that.
Yeah. What a game. What a game. I mean, we had the game, first one 40 minutes, second game 20 minutes. Yeah, Marietta, it seemed like they had the number, and the Shadow Fiend doing so much more work than I thought. So, yeah, it's just going to be a pretty quick day for us here. And
nice. I don't expect Mode 2018 will be playing Shadow Fiend in the Collegiate Star League anytime soon.
Definitely.
It was fun. I'm glad I got to say I was there, but I believe that will be banned against the Pioneers from here on out.
Yeah, no, he was so good on the hero. And imagine that was after the nerf. Imagine if that didn't get the nerf, and he could have started with even more souls in lane there. So if you guys want to join us Discord community, make sure to type exclamation Discord in chat. Then you can talk to us, talk to Carlo, talk to me, and on Twitter you can follow us. You can see our Twitter handles under our names, our faces rather, there. And of course you can follow CS Star League and Collegiate Dota on Twitter. We have other games as well if you're interested, StarCraft, CSGO, whatever you like. Make sure to check those out as well. And Facebook, CS Star League as well. And of course, nothing but gratitude towards Twitch. None of this can be done without you. So, show some support to Twitch as well. Stream on them, watch some streams on it, of course, like you're doing it right now. And and Twitter.com/Twitch and Facebook.com/Twitch. And also check Carlo. He's also on Twitch, as he said. I believe it's the same name you have under your Twitter tag. That's the same thing, right?
It is. And you know who else you should check? That guy right there. At JT Golgi App. Short for JT Golgi Apparatus is the coolest dude I know.
Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. And although it was a kind of quick game, it was a very exciting game. So hopefully you guys will come check us out on Thursday as well. Carlo is going to be on at 7 p.m. I'm going to be on at 4 p.m. So that's going to be PST. And yeah, don't miss.
Definitely tune on in then. And thank you very much for tuning in now. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye. And now, oh